Letting go is not a doing. Practice is not a doing. Inquiry is not a doing. There's no doing. There's no doer. So then the mind might say, well, what's the point of inquiry? What's the point of any of this, any effort of any kind, if it's not something that's being done or there's no doer? And I just want to reassure you that you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about the thoughts that say, well, who's doing this? Who's doing that? Etc. Doesn't matter. Once you see through the doer, you see that there is no doer, never has been a doer, never could be a doer, nothing apart to do anything or act upon anything else. When you see all of that as the case, you're just kind of out of the business of getting entangled with ideas of doership, right? Including ideas of non-doership. Both of those can be entanglements. So when you see this clearly, when you're able to let go of all that, and an inquiry question, an inquiry practice appears, you can just give yourself fully to it. There's no one doing that, but it doesn't mean it's not there, right? There's a curiosity, a deep curiosity into the fundamental nature of self or identity or nature, truth. Then that's it. That's what's happening. You don't have to manage that. You don't have to navigate that. You don't have to control it. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to model it with your mind. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge that that's what's happening. Acknowledge that that's what's appearing, coming forward, expressing. And in that mere acknowledgement, you will start to resonate. The resonance is a deep, profound resonance with all that is. With the sounds, with the sensations, with consciousness, with presence here, now. So everything appears here as this, from this, dying back into this. It doesn't require a doer. And it's not a problem. Practice isn't a problem. Inquiry isn't a problem. Letting go, surrender, it's not a problem. None of this is a problem. It's just appearing, just here. So settle into it, relax into it. There's nothing to control. If we could let go of two things, the urge to control and the urge to understand, there's very little left to do. Our moment-to-moment life will be relegated to presence, peace, enjoyment, spontaneity. The unbinding, always here, always happening. The unbound, always here. The clarity, always here. Truth is everywhere. And it's right here. So just feel into that. Feel into nothing left to do. You can let the doer off the hook. The one that's been trying to figure it out all these years. Because if you look behind the curtain, you pull the curtain back, you see it's been doing or trying to do all these years out of defense. It's trying to make itself feel better because at some point it started to not feel so good to be a doer. A lot of responsibility, a lot of criticism, a lot of fear, a lot of sabotage and self-sabotage. All that's tied into that paradigm of the doer. So now practice can come forward without a doer. Inquiry can come forward without a doer. Because it always has. Just as everything else has. So I would say let the doer rest, but it's really more about just seeing it was never there. Everything moves totally naturally on its own accord, requiring no paradigm, requiring no control. And then you see non-separation, you feel non-separation, you feel not two in all the senses. And in this indefinable presence that includes all sensations, all sense gates, and consciousness. But it's indefinable. It doesn't have a shape, a form, but it can take any form, it can take any shape. It's nothing specific, and yet it can appear as every single texture, easily, spontaneously. It has no agenda or direction specifically, and yet it's always in flux. It's dynamic, powerful.